Hello and welcome back. Today we were going to be playing Victoria 3 as Queen Victoria herself, aka the British Empire. Sun never sets on us. Last episode, which was really kind of a half episode, not sure how I'm going to upload it yet, we actually finished all these skyscrapers and we got 51. We got over 1900 throughput bonus on our government administrations. We had a 51 throughput bonus on the skyscrapers themselves. We got up to 70,000 excess bureaucracy. And that was a good little bit of fun, but it's a bug, and it doesn't let you downsize the skyscrapers once they're built. So, we will be going down to the level that is appropriate for the game, which is just straight up one skyscraper max. I know the AI doesn't listen to this, but we are going to listen and only build a single skyscraper as the game intended, and not just build all these 51s and then be stuck paying, you know, with this government administration consuming like 20,000 paper because of the increased throughput bonus brought on by the 51 skyscrapers. So we'll just do that, and we'll get our nice little singular skyscraper as it should be. Alright, and we already got this event last time. We'll do this, and we will, you know, continue doing us. We'll do a lot of the things that we did do last episode, leading up to our unfortunate need to, yeah, to reload, because the save was kind of unplayable as it was. As it was. So we will just do a little bit of whack-a-mole. Don't think we integrated another territory. I did talk a little bit last episode about how we integrated part of Portugal, but not all of Portugal. The reason being is we integrated the places that didn't have a lot of... we probably need another one. We integrated the places that were mostly arable land and no resources, so here and here, which just have the fishing wharves and the logging camps. And we're leaving this unintegrated so that it benefits from the 10% throughput bonus for colonial exploitation on the raw resources of the coal, the iron, and the sulfur. So, this is the current situation. We, of course, are about to land in Russia. And then we're going to fail the landing in Austria, but that's okay. Or are we? We lost this naval battle before, so safe scumming does pay, kids. I swear that I did not save scum with that woman. Okay, so I know we built a bunch of cotton plantations somewhere, but I can't remember where. I think we wanted to kind of expand a little bit. And you know, these areas that were incorporated from, because if we look at radicals, in the places that where we have a ton of radicals, just not randomly, because it's not random, it's because we just conquered them, but we do have a lot of radicals there. This episode we will be finally getting the colonial mistletoe, and closing off the Congo for anyone else. Red tape. That's my least favorite color tape. Alright. Interesting, we got this exact same event, but we will be, oh, we clicked the wrong button. Holy shit. That's gonna hurt for a while. I did not mean to click the one that... Okay. Either way, we can't pass this. So we will instead switch to... Kinda want old age pensions. Nope, we're not going to switch anything, but that's going to be really... Wait, why did this... Oh, it's just for as long as you're trying to pass it, I guess. Well, that's kind of nice. We got an obligation from the Philippines. We'll probably just be absolving it. I think that they're antagonistic, so we're going to absolve the obligation and boost them up to friendly. Which is going to make it easier long-term to pull them into the market. Manchuria, for example, wary. We need to get them out of wary. We got to get them out of... We have an obligation, so we can absolve it to make them amicable. We just absolved yours. You're friendly. We actually have a customs union. We're trying to protect you. But we need to not be infamous, and then you need to drop defend the borders. And then if we manage to sneak in that way, we can. you know, get something done. We're waiting to be able to change them to our customs union. And they are friendly. We can not protectorate them. They have powerful protectors too. I think we might be getting rid of their protectors though with one of these war goals. You know, shout out to my Romanian viewers. That's why we're liberating Transylvania, but we're also liberating Italy. So we will be able to get Italy into our customs union once we finish this. In kind of good shape. As I was explaining, like, last episode, I don't really want to... So, in order to get anarchy, we have to get rid of Elizabeth, and it just feels wrong to get rid of Elizabeth in a game like this, you know what I mean? She's like, I am the state. And you're like, okay, Elizabeth. Okay, mommy. Just expand some of these. They are very profitable at the moment. But they'll probably not be fully employed because... that happens a lot where the electrical are just super, like, profitable, but they can't fully employ. It's like the weirdest thing. Probably have to take a closer look at it to really understand why it's doing that exactly. I think it's just not a very profitable PM on the first electrical generation is the reason why. And so, like, labor's just too expensive or whatever. Huh. We do get the landing, and then of course we whiff the other landing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move a couple of these guys over and try and enforce on Russia faster. And with the really big boy, we'll try and land Austria. I guess we'll just use Roderick Black because the big guy's not available. And then Miles Gush, whatever. I think we will try and have land behind here to enforce on Sweden faster. We're just trying to get faster enforces on all these guys. Although I'm guessing Russia capitulates first. We get an event. Well, we're not putting... That is a really expensive government. Yeah, so we don't care about this individual state, so... like, relative to everything else. I feel so smart subsidizing this, so it'll never go away, so we will always be getting the 25% migration attraction. I haven't messed around with this too much, like long term, if this is like a strong strategy, because I don't know if it'll like expand and try and contract and then it can't, and then like I just get hosed. But it seems pretty good. Also doing it over here. But this has the level 3 trade center, so I don't know if this will like try and contract and then it can't, and then I get hosed. We'll see. The Tsarist party wins, so we're all nice and legitimate. Something that did happen last time that we don't want to take the construction efficiency, so we will full steam ahead this baby. And let's build some resources up. I see sulfur mines are auto-producing, so why don't we just add a bunch of them. Seems fine. Probably just add a bunch of these too. You know, eventually we're going to build these out all the way. And by eventually, I mean, I suppose I mean very, very soon. Very excited to have all of the Congo locked up for ourselves. The ends justify the memes. God, this is just so stupid. The Forbidden City. This has to get nerfed. Like, as a play pattern, it's like so insane that we're getting this authority and legitimacy. Because a big reason why we're able to maintain this like loyalist radical ratio is because we've spent this entire game with plus 22 legitimacy, just like flat from nothing. And it's really shouldn't be the case, but. Yeah. This is pushing quite nicely, despite us having a front deficit, and this is getting in. Let's go, baby. Suppose I should be attending to my construction queue. This construction queue is getting quite large. And we get touching the sky. We get the achievement, and we have a reasonable number of skyscrapers. Not 51, but just one, as the game intended. Let's fix that bug, eh, Paradox? Where he lets you build 51 of them. Nobody likes that bug. We can reform the government for free. I don't think we can make it more legitimate. Or I guess we can. Is this more legitimate? No, it's the same. We'll keep this as is for now. I think what we should do, though, is we should start damaging relations with more of these guys. Because we want to slowly... Part of our plan is to slowly integrate all these guys. It's almost all of them. Look at all these damaging relations we got. Just an absolute ton. Alright, looks like we're getting a landing on Austria, hopefully. Ooh. So unfortunate. We will not be able to develop a front with Austria if we can't land them. Which, I apologize to my viewers who believed in me. Fitzwilliam. Let's try and land 2 places at once. I think it's unlikely, but we have the capital of... Is that not the capital of Sweden? Well, it says it's the Baltic HQ, and it's the only HQ I see, so it must be their capital. Cape Colony was not making money, and I think I think I know why. Yeah, she... Make sure we fix all this infrastructure so they will auto-expand what we want them to be auto-expanding. We'll give a little bit extra in the Congo. We are having trouble a little bit. Some spots here. I thought we expanded these. Deja vu, I guess. We'll just add a bit extra for Munster. Under the assumption that we'll need the extra. Just adding a smattering of everything that is auto-producing and some other things as well. Try and get this up. Really pushing in here. Really not successful with the Roderick Black landing. I guess we could try Mr. Brown. Istria. Let's try Roger Black again. Worst case scenario, we just lose all of our soldiers. We do get the tech. Let's go a worthy cause. Alright. We're gonna try and go women's suffrage now. Hell yeah, brother. Which all of our loyal groups are still loyal. And this guy's a feminist. This is fantastic, because once this passes... I think last time we had a different group be feminist. Oh, this guy's a feminist too? Perfect. We had a different group with the feminist ideology, and this was... this guy being a feminist means that once we pass this, he'll have +5 approval decaying, and so we will be able to still harvest his bonus, and maybe put our finger in the industrialist pie a little bit. In terms of what we're doing. I mean, I guess I want to fill out the queue kind of quickly here, so what I'm going to do is just this. And is that most efficient? No, but... Oh no, this is not good. They might be having like a spiral of sorts. Let's take a look, see here. Yeah, so what we're gonna do to help resolve this, because this is subsidized, yeah, is we're gonna delete half these construction centers to get them to go into the employment of, we're actually just gonna delete all of them, because we need them to employ in the railways. We've gotten stuck in a weird sort of spiral. We don't need this extra 7, we just need this to employ. Let's make sure these guys aren't in a similar sort of spiral. No, they're fully employed, so they should be able to handle it. But these guys, I wish there was some sort of game mechanic that made this like sort itself out, but I understand that there's not. What was going on is we're using way too much infrastructure that these couldn't even employ, and since the construction centers were sucking up all the people who wanted to find jobs, and then the railway couldn't employ to increase the infrastructure, and since the infrastructure couldn't be increased, we couldn't get people to migrate to this area to get jobs. But this should fix it. Suffragists march. More than happy to give them pop attraction. We are just trying to maintain this triple block here. We will stop bolstering these guys though, because they don't really need it. With 25% clout. Instead, what we will do is we will suppress the church. Could just throw up, you know... Actually, I think I like just floating it. The church is really weak, and by floating it, we will pass laws faster. I kind of don't want to tax my pops anymore. I just want them to get the money, so this seems fine. We will expand some industries a little bit. Boom booms. Keeping up with this queue is not easy. I remember what I wanted to do to fix it. I just expand agriculture more than we ought to be. Yeah, that's the one. So what do we got here? We got the wheat farms. We got them up to 54. What do we got here? We can go wheat farms again. I think we have to wait on this one. But what we can do is we can fire them from all these because of the weird infrastructure thing we're having. And then decide what we want to build up. And maybe we'll want bananas. Maybe we want cotton. Who knows? Who knows? Not me. I haven't figured that out. You, the viewer, might have figured it out if you can read my mind. Well, is it really reading my mind if you are engaging in some sort of thought pattern that I myself do not know? I'm not really sure. Probably not. It was a little interesting question. If you know what I want to do before I do it, are you reading my mind? No, I mean like, okay, you could just call it something else, right? You're predicting my mind, but that's... Oh, we just get it on the first tick? Hot. We love us some women's suffrage. This is a very powerful law, which will give us a ton more laborers. Of course, short term, that will increase unemployment, but I believe the way that the increased workforce ratio works is that it is... Ah, we're blurry. No. What is making us blurry? If we increase this a lot... Okay. Oh, the type of light was doing it? Jesus. Okay. So, women's suffrage, I believe workforce ratio is a target. So when you increase the ratio, it doesn't instantly, like, flip a switch on all of your people, but what it'll make is the ratio of gainfully employed to peasants increases towards gainfully employed, and this ratio is just, it's like such a strong thing to increase. Also, dependent enfranchisement is good, and since most of our growth rate is just from migration anyways, we don't really care about the reduced birth rate, like at all. My kingdom for no technical difficulties. You know who's really having technical difficulties though here? Russia. Ooh, baby, and we get in there. Looks like they're pulling back, guys. So we will move this 95er. We're gonna move him over to here to try and help us with this. Hopefully we don't get bricked here. We were not paying the closest attention. Yeah, so like we could put in consumption taxes, but like right now we don't. We have the like this tax is minimalized. We're making a fine amount of money. What we really should be doing is going up to 10,000 construction, but I'm going to do that next episode. I don't feel like doing it right now. You know, it's just keeping up with that type of construction queue is actually just like not. Look, we're so strong. We don't need to do that, but on the other hand, we need to do that because that's the correct way to play, and I have a heart attack if I can't try and play optimally. So, in theory, we would not want to be building these in home countries because it empowers the landowners. So we would want to build them everywhere else first, but these are low-hanging fruit. Just trying to get some stuff going in the queue. Looks like we will probably be able to enforce on all three of these guys here. Let's see what Beijing's up to. Ah, yes, my people only want one thing, and it's fucking tea. So I guess we can do some of that. Add a couple of those. Add some of this. Some of that. Curious to see how you can... I think what they're proposing in patch 1.2 seems like it'll also be like really buggy and easy to exploit in terms of how the auto queue works. But the question is do we exploit it? Like, or do we play the way we should? Like with the skyscraper, it would have been much better for us if we just like left level 5 or 6 levels on it. Although we are floating excess bureaucracy right now, just because it's so strong. Our front gets bricked over here. We will move this guy to the front now. Hopefully this front doesn't get bricked, but we'll see how this shakes out. I think Russia should be pretty close to capitulating here. We will move over this 17 stack over here. We want some psychological affliction. We're sending him to Austria. We're sending him to Freud. Perfect. How we drew it up. Again, I am floating this intentionally to try and pass the law that's not being passed faster. Okay, so we actually just should not be floating it. But, yeah. Okay, so one of the reasons I really liked pushing this through is now the Industrialists are super happy with us. Although their clout is falling, so I'll actually bolster them with this authority. And then I think what we do here is we go... I generally like old age pension more because I like the defensive dependent enfranchisement. So we could do this. And it would knock the Industrialists down. Now is also a good time because the Industrialists are happy with us. So I think we're gonna... Not that one. We're gonna go to old age pensions now. This will make the Industrialists weaker. This might be the start of the fall of the Industrialists for us, which is also okay considering we want to go anarchy. So eventually we're going to be swapping onto the rural folk as kind of our third group in terms of intelligentsia, trade unionists, rural folk is going to be where the PMs, where the IGs kind of get empowered. Not a good time to be in Austria. It is a good time to do some of this. I'm gonna use the control button. Feels like colonization's taking forever. They're about to kiss under the mistletoe. What a fine little war we got going on here. It's like colonization 2.0. We're colonizing, but in here. Actually, we're not taking land from them. Not much. We're incorporating Sweden. We should be pretty well decayed. Or we're not even that well decayed right now. We do have a bunch of extra influence. I think we're going to float it. We're already decaying relations with enough people that I think we'll be able to entirely incorporate subjects for quite some time, which is how I would rather do it. Although I think a world conquest like non-one tag, where you are leaving a bunch of people as vassals, is going to be the only way to do it right now. I don't think you can one tag it until you can declare multiple wars. Like, if you can declare multiple wars, easy peasy lemon squeezy, you know what I mean? We will see where we have insufficient tax capacity, and we'll just slap down 5 there. Because we are starting to very quickly... This is starting to decrease very quickly, and it's starting to decrease very quickly because our standard of living is high, which is pulling in a bunch of migrants. And we do need admin to tend to the migrants. Alright, what do you got here, baby? Could switch to wheat. Long-term wheat's kind of just bad, I think, so... We'll just do some of this action. Most dangerous game. Sergey. Fine to have Sergey die. Looks like our generals are high enough rank that he just got redistributed, so that's kind of nice. Probably over here some. No, it doesn't look like it. Are we sure that we don't have more guys sleeping somewhere? Not really, just like a couple. Just an actual 2. Old age pension passes early, nice, and we are still loyalists with the Industrialists. Normally that's one they don't like. I suppose we could try and suppress the armed forces or the petite bourgeoisie, which would indirectly bolster these other guys. Let's do the armed forces. And this will bring up the rural folk a little bit. Maybe we can get 4 IGs in power at the same time. Probably not, but we'll see. I expect Russia to capitulate pretty soon here. And then it'll just be us against Austria, and we're handily winning this, so... Our people only want one thing. It's fucking tea. This is not an infrastructure problem, this is a convoys problem, except that one's an infrastructure problem. So is that one. Convoys problem. It's a convoys problem. It's a convoys problem. So they have an infrastructure problem, and so do they. I think that was the only tech we were not spreading. Let's take a quick look. We're getting tech spread, but it is applying to nothing. So we are ahead of everyone else. Because we are so handsome and British. I want to build more stuff. Don't know what to build. It's time to do the thing where you check everything, see what's profitable. The synthetic plant, crazy profitable. Well, it's just profitable right now. Crazy like a fox. Okay. Those probably are not all employed. Yeah, you're not profitable because you need infrastructure. Try and make sure we have tooling everywhere here. Where's this? Oh, we annexed this. That's right. Okay, so we can do some stuff here. So first of all, let's fix the infrastructure problems. And then, what do we want to incorporate? Probably not places that... Do all these have resources in some amounts? Yeah, maybe we don't incorporate anything, but we definitely don't want to be on subsidizing anything. I think we have to turn it off in here, because it's not even an option in the other menu. I think we want to delete all the barracks, my friends. Just build one level everywhere. Perfect. And then let's just, you know, expand a lot of this stuff. They, of course, have a good amount of wood. I think they do have a wood bonus in some of these territories. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Logging and iron and lead and this. Some good territories. Yeah. Leave it to the developers in, that are from Sweden to give bonuses on every Sweden territory. And we get autos, Das Autos. And we are going to ahead of time research the compression ignition. Now, we can't enforce on them yet, because we can't get the capitals. So what we must have to do... Oh, we just wanted war reps from them. Now we get everyone on this front, and we should be able to push out this front pretty quick with everyone coming to it. But let's see... Okay, so you just need to do livestock only. All these places are going to need more rails, because what we're doing. And then you could do either livestock or rye. Why don't we do rye? You, why don't we do livestock? For you, why don't we do rye? The reason I'm deleting them and rebuilding them is for economies of scale bonus. And in theory, I should, like, if I wanted to play 100% optimally, I wouldn't be deleting them now. I would be deleting them at a later date, but I just don't want to forget. I just want to feel like I've managed it now. And then we're going to swap over all the PMs. One of the reasons the rye places weren't very profitable is because they weren't even using good PMs, but we will swap over to get some good PMs. 29k. Wild. Okay. Oh, we still don't have steam power threshers. I forget that we're like in the 73, like... We're like pretty early game right now. I'm aware that the construction queue is not full. Just give me a second. And so now we have the question, do we want to delete industry in these territories we're leaving unincorporated? And I think the answer is no, but it makes things complicated long term. So we could just turn that on. Arcades, why not? Electric streetlights. I think this breaks our economy when we do it. Let's keep trying to piecemeal it up. It looks like what we were doing before. Public motor carriages, I think that's a new PM. We want this on privately owned, I think. Steamships. Interesting. I thought that PM was not better, but we're gonna have to find one of these. I think Buenos Aires, you're gonna make cars. You're gonna be super not profitable, sorry, bud. We are starting to tick them down now. Happy day. I'm aware that we're only using like half our construction, so now I will pause on behalf of the construction and my honor, which has been besmirched by my horrible activities. We'll leave that where it is. So now time to redeem my honor. This, of course, is not a sustainable way of expanding the queue, because you might notice us running out of something. And that's rural stuff to expand. It's pretty mindless, because it's gonna, you know it's gonna be good at some point, so it's like, it's never a mistake to expand it, or like, the way in which it's a mistake, it's a very small mistake. It's a mistake, because you want to build it eventually, but, so your mistake is you're building it out of order, if you're making a mistake. And we'll add one more all these on that. And then, whoa, no, don't brick our front. Don't do it. You have to watch out for stuff like this. This is really annoying having to micromanage this. You feel like everything's going fine, and then suddenly they get a back door behind your entire front, and then they brick your everything because they surround you. And it's like, come on, guy. Let's have some realism in this puzzle. Of course, are making a ton of money. Next episode, we will actually be getting stacked in terms of the construction. So this episode is all about the mistletoe. You can do it, you two. I believe in you. Also about, you know, just kind of chilling and expanding. And, yeah, everything's doing pretty good. Could try and up the literacy rate more, but why? We're ahead of time on tech, on all the tech. Don't want to incorporate any of this. Let's delete that. I think a lot of these are not employed. We just created a bunch of jobs elsewhere. We're going to delete all of them, which, okay, I think that, ooh, maybe not here, but we're going to stop subsidizing. Employment's not good on that one. Don't need the government admins. I'm gonna leave the other ones. Don't need the admins. Don't want the guns there. Don't want the guns there. Don't want you subsidizing. I guess what we should do is we should use this lens, so it's easier to... Oh, no, we can't. I think we gotta use this for looking at the subsidies. Yeah, you can't subsidize either, my friend. No subsidies for you. No free lunch. This is capitalism for now. Are gonna have to go communism in the nearest future. Probably not while we have these feminists. So we do have to swap Council Republic. Who likes it? Trade unionist guy? Oh, they make the trade unionist base like it now? They did not before. That, which was a huge pain when I was doing my USA run. Just kind of clicking buttons with that one. Yay, Venezuela. Getting some oil in this bizzle. We are gonna have to play a little whack-a-mole. I think the rails are less effective there. I think they have a negative modifier to infrastructure. Which makes it a particularly bad state to incorporate. We're getting a Croatian succession too. Hopefully that does not brick our front. Oh wait, it already bricked some of our occupation. But what we're hoping is that it doesn't. I had an episode when I was playing the Ottomans. We were like clapping the Austrians, and then they got the Croatian secession, which actually just bricked our entire front, and we couldn't push into Austria anymore. And it was really, really frustrating. And there should be let's see if we have insufficient tax capacity because we're running low on the admins. And then we'll find a place that doesn't have 51 yet, but is trending kind of towards that, and we'll just slap 10 more down, and then we will, I think, because we actually do want to be floating some excess admin. The reason why we're slowly losing admin is the consequence of our immigration. Yeah, we are on this. I guess we could go telephones kind of next in tech. This has been nice to have a little decay period with this really long war with Austria and Russia, which has cost us very, very little. I guess part of the reason we're making so much money is because we are getting a lot from Russia. No, just 16k. Wow. That's not a lot. We're getting that. We're getting more than that from Canada. Are you okay, Russian economy? No, maybe you should try exporting oil. That'd probably be the ticket. Do of course have a bunch of radicals here, are trying to make a bunch of jobs there to compensate for it. Probably add some more rails. I have a sneaking suspicion they will be necessary. Ooh, didn't even see this. What do you got going on here, my guy? I think the port's probably wrong. I think we want, or I think that's probably, the rail's probably wrong and we want ports. Wait, why didn't we, sorry Romanian viewers, we tried to liberate Transylvania, but they got one of these. So, apologies. We can invite them to the customs union now using the obligation. Pull them in. And let's take a look at everyone we're bankrolling. Manchuria is finally coming around. So let's invite them to our customs union using an obligation. Sokoto is not quite coming around, they're cautious. Philippines also cautious. Fair, fair, fair. Oh, we could also stop bankrolling them. And stop bankrolling Italy. Actually... Ooh, we're close. We're gonna keep bankrolling them because we're close to protectorating them. Can we protectorate you yet? No. Why is it? Please tell me it's... Yeah, you're just defending the borders. Okay. I was hoping for the other thing, but that's okay. Can we protectorate Ukraine? No, close. If we had a way stronger army, we could. Because that bonus does go up to 25. Italy is friendly, so we won't absolve the obligation. Did we already invite them? Yeah, we did. Josiane is still cautious. And Otto's Kebab still can't join. Of course, they are gonna get clapped because Ottoman market is in Austria's market, except they have no way to access Austria's market because of radical Austria here. But road is ending that, demanding that we stop puppeting them. That seems optimistic at best. Alright, so we are damaging relations with Tidor, we are with Transvaal, we are with Baroda, Ionian Islands as well. Let's do this war, because it gives us almost no infamy, so we can continue to decay pretty comfortably. It gives us the most flexibility for subsequent wars. We're not going to mobilize anyone for this. We just assume that they back down. Nice little bit of expansion here on our part. Getting Italy into the market. Who is inviting us over to play? gonna solve the infrastructure problem and then put down 5. And this is gonna be inefficient, but it will save us from pulling out our hair in the future. Now you're offering us obligation against Radical Austria. Well, we have historically been like friends with them. Problem is we don't have a front. And we don't really care if Radical Austria claps them, right? If Radical Austria claps them, I think it frees Ottomans from the market. But we've just been friends for so long. But I think we just say no. Tragedy. Ionian Islands almost certainly will back down. Let's take a look how they feel about this. They are in bankruptcy with huge loans. Minus 119. I think that's the highest I've seen ever. So you can do it. One day. One day soon. Alright. We got distracted. Oop, I guess we do need to make sure that all these are auto-expanding, right? Oop, not that one. I was thinking the steel mainly. Alright, let's just add 5 on all of you. And then I'll be able to say where I can add another one. There's a lot of free people in Yorkshire anyways. Let's do this. Whoa. Guess we should take a look at all of our auto expansions and make sure they're expanding the way we want. We generally don't want to do it with the arms. Definitely want it with the textile mills though. Well, I don't think that's the problem. We can try and make cotton cheaper. Let's just take a look at our market. Yeah, cotton's not super cheap. We are importing it from some people, but we could import it for more. Let's try and make other inputs cheap. Oh god, we're producing an ungodly amount of rubber. I suppose now is a good time to swap over to motorized. So we don't forget. Okay. Kind of lost track of what I was doing here. Okay, we're gonna continue. Yeah. We're fine with the trade center building throughput. Say no on the defensive pact, although we'll probably defend them because they're in our market. Nice, big, chatty market. The Ottomans are gonna collapse here. I guess I was looking at all this. Oh, I was looking at trade, that's what I was looking at. I was trying to make sure we're importing a lot of the inputs. In a super long-term sense, importing the inputs is also nice because that makes other countries build the inputs and eventually get throttled by the inputs, not the finished goods. As in, you are running shortages of the inputs and you can't build any more in your entire market. And there's like nothing you can do basically. And so this is a good thing to encourage them early on to build all this stuff. The global price of these goods is so expensive for some of them. I'm gonna have to sort by this. This should adjust pretty quick here. We kind of just swapped over. I think the Buenos Aires one. France sides with Austria. Interesting. That war is going to happen, so... It's not one of those fake wars. Just trying to get some industry down. It's like kind of efficient, not very. These are real efficient though. So I think Yorkshire has a lot of peasants, right? Midlands too has a decent amount. We'll set both to auto expand. I think that just makes dyes for us. Dyes aren't even expensive, are they? Let's see if we can import dyes. Oh, they are expensive. Can't import them. Normally you import them from the British, so in terms of the world economy. Oh, they backed down? I didn't even notice. It's not good for us that we didn't notice, I guess. Let's start annexing people. That's gonna be a hefty one. They're not ready yet to be annexed. Let's do Baroda, I guess. Sorry, bud. You will be annexed. I guess we can raise one army. Off chance. I really don't think they're likely to go through. Let's see how they feel about this. Minus 83, okay. We could sway the Japanese shogunate in, that's kind of funny. Are they... Looks like they're not defending the borders anymore, so we could try and do something with Mexico. Gotten burned too many times, though. Let's double check that we have interests everywhere. We do not, for whatever reason. Egypt sides with Baroda. Interesting. I guess we'll mobilize a couple just in case. This war shouldn't pop off, but it might. Let's see if we're running a shortage of these. Looks like we are, so we could switch another one of these over. How are we running a shortage? Oh, I guess let's take a look and see how well you're employing. You're not, basically. So we're gonna switch you over to prioritize engines. And we'll switch one of these guys over to... Let's find actually just the smallest motor industry, because it's not normally a very good PM. We tried to do it. Yeah, okay. Let's make sure a lot of these are auto expanding when we want them to be. Cape Colony's not. Seekbacks Baroda. This is interesting. I mean, let's take a look. This is quite the alliance here. Still minus 75. We have to put in some war goals on these various guys. We don't want to put any war goals that cost us infamy, so we'll probably just look to liberate Syria here, and maybe just Syria, because we want to keep Egypt in as few pieces. Well, okay. No, Egypt's actually fairly breakdownable, so we don't want to break them into further pieces, because further pieces are just going to take more wars to incorporate later. So we'll probably just take war reps from both and call it a day, because we're not going to puppet or annex anything of theirs, because this war probably doesn't go through, but if it does, we got a little bit more going on. I think I wasn't decided on what I wanted in one of these. Yeah, now I know I want cotton. Just to make some of my stuff more profitable. Add a couple of rails. Oop, there's already too many there. It's fine. It's incorporated. We'll use them eventually. I think I wanted to do the other one. Oh well. Home colony still has an absolute enormous amount. So we will just do the thing where we, okay, first switch modes, and any place, we're just going to slap down 20. Any place that's expanding. Yeah, fair enough. Not that many places. Call for women's suffrage, didn't we get it? Oh, we need to have an election. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Gonna back down or what? Minus 84. I mean, I've seen worse odds. We are, of course, slowly decaying the infamy. It will take a ton to incorporate the Raj. We really want Canada. Still 44 on them, though. So, Canada's not in the cards for a hot minute. New South Wales, on the other hand, is one of the bigger ones we can incorporate here. They got a lot of natural resources. Hopefully they're mainly extracting their resources. It looks like it. Not too much industry. Very nice. Oh, baby. Just one more. Just one more. Just one more. One more and we will fully encircle the Congo. Pretty much kind of about when we want to end the episode too. Oh my god. My kingdom to be a better player actually. And be able to do all this faster. One of the reasons I wanted to build cotton is to decrease the price of fabric in the market to make the clothes more profitable, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of these people, what are they consuming a lot of? Services and groceries, and then after that, clothes. I guess we could work on groceries though. Groceries are also pretty profitable. They will use meat as a substitute good though. So I know I have some livestock ranch potential. But the meat is a substitute good. They're not very profitable though. Does it cause... Would they be more profitable on barbed wire fences? They would. Because electricity is expensive. And also because rubber is so cheap. Or sorry, fertilizer is so cheap. Let's see if we can export more. Who can we export? Ah, there we go. Imagine if somehow 4 days, 3, 2, 1. we have full enclosure of the Congo. Starting from here, we have achieved the dream. See, that is territory, that is owned. No one can settle here. We are fully occupied all of the Congo. Or not all the Congo, but we have the entire exterior of the Congo. So not a single soul can settle it but us. See that? That's not ocean access, that's us access. So no one is settling the Congo but us. We have thoroughly encircled it. Just a quick recap of how we did this is we're ahead of time in tech in a general sense. Fairly early, we just made a push for malaria prevention. Which would allow us to settle in severe malaria without any penalty. And then once we did that, we just settled the coast, and then we paused all of our colonization, like as soon as we, managed to finish up the coast. Like, where's some of these? Like here we have like, we're growing and there's no progress. There's a couple other places like here, growing, no progress. After we got that ink little thing there. And so this allowed us to fully get all of this, so we will get all of this colonization. We have the same thing in North Africa. So we are basically just going to get the whole pie to ourselves. Like a dirty, whatever. But the AI is not very good, because the AI can't adapt to this and colonize Patagonia, so we get Patagonia too. Because, like, other places should have been in this, like, Bizzle. But anyways, that is this episode. This episode, we reloaded from the bugged out madness that was the tier 51 skyscraper with the 70k bureaucracy bonus, and we couldn't downgrade the skyscraper. So that was a bit of a nightmare. And we finally closed the gap. Mind the gap here. So now we will be colonizing everything. Getting just the whole pie to ourselves. And we will, in the interim, add to the construction queue, re-put in all our colonization, kind of be off on our way, poor radical Austria, and then we are probably... Oh, looks like they backed down too, so we're also going to find a war to declare. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Once Victoria dies, I might just push for anarchy and try and get this run settled, I suppose. Rather than going for the world conquest in preparation for patch 1.2. I don't want to, once the 1.2 public beta is out, which waiting for next Thursday for the news, or for you guys it might be this Thursday or whatever, but wanting to hear back on that, and so I might be looking to play on that rather than trying for a world conquest on this patch. I don't think it's quite possible to one-tag a world conquest on this patch, or at least not for me. Because it just, you can certainly get big enough and strong enough, but the problem is that you have to declare, the volume of wars you have to declare is prohibitive. But yeah, we encircled the Congo. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Take it easy. Bye-bye.